Up next, we have Stephen Duff.
It's a little short for you, so. Well, I'm Stephen. Dennis, do I need to say anything else beyond my name?
Yeah, you have a little file if you want.
Tall. It's a skill set that I possess. Well, with that said, I'd like to begin with an introduction of sorts. Begins, I am bleeding for my craft. You can see the drops fall. We sit alone in our wrath in comparison and pause to the potential that we have to form a new community. Embrace the dead disunity and acquire the opportunity. Acquire the immunity that we've all been looking for. We can fight the H1N1, we can even up the score. From top to bottom, our neighborhoods are in disease. You call for health care, and I look at you with more than some unease. Paying subway fare surrounded by my fellow detainees who daily get on their knees and pray to please release the beast. Or at least just give us peace in our homes and in our lives. I'd like to write a letter to my brother Salai, but I can barely get by counting the bills that I have to pay. And the hours in the day, how quick they seem to pass away. See, I've gone from child to father figure before I knew what hit me. And now my character's disfigured and my name is on the marquee. Please, God, guard me from these mistakes that I am prone to make. A child is in front of me, and his life is what's at stake. It's a national question. What must I be to do this right? A provider, a guiding force, and a constant light. A knight to fight away the dragons as I play defense for my son in his room. My goal, a safe cocoon. From the purveyors of power dodging the overfiend daily. He seems to tower over me while mocking my simplicity. But is the enemy me? I am forced to ask. How truly selfish could I be? I put myself to task. I place my ego on blast, and I take off my mask. With that said, a series of sounds, influences, or influential sounds, or a cacophony of sounds, or a myriad of sounds. I like words in the way that they sound. Without further ado. You're like Aaron the Moor. You're unrepentant to the last. See, I'd castigate your character, but the past is in the past, and since the past is long gone and we've only got tomorrow, please, let us sit down at this bar and just quickly drink away our sorrow. Pardon me, but I must question what you think of all of that. Your keys are in your pocket. Please don't doubt the parallax. Your diffident indifference has got me going crazy, questioning all of these ghosts that I see, like my name was Patrick Swayze. But I question the reality that's presented to me on the news. Your choice of muse has drawn some booze. Now what are you going to do? You could go on and suffuse your conscience. You could peruse and choose some booze. At least that will push those fucking demons down a while. So you can sail down on the Nile living in your own denial. Maybe you should try to sip reality for a while. Your folly is this. While you are chasing success with the goal to impress, you must know that the side effects of man's modern progress and its excess is more than we can digest as a society. Our propriety has been made a mockery of, while you search for an analogy that has led us to these parts. We are now left with a cold heart and a disinterested spirit. You see, they're screaming in the streets, but none of us can hear it. Our empathy towards society sad could be categorized as attention deficit. You hide under the sheets and you hope that they don't find you, never considering that the words told to you on the news are untrue. Your diffident indifference is a mask that is used to blind you. Perhaps you should go and get a clue, much like that man who yelled, "You're my boy, Blue!" Because sooner or later, this will affect you, whether it directly touches you or someone next to you. If you're French, it's "et vous," or Roman, "et tu, brute." At that point, your excuses will be rendered moot. And here is your final folly. We assume that only the prominent possess the potential and propensity for prophecy. Sure, we want to show disdain for our nation's increased debauchery, but often the cacophony, the sights and sounds permeating our society overwhelms us, and we slip into a mindless monotony. And while I don't want to sound like that guy in the corner screaming about the end times so that I can say, oh, I warned you, maybe he's got some points. Maybe we should listen. Sure, I know that NASA's not going to bomb the moon, but in our cocoon, he represents one extreme of the scene, and we're still asleep. I pray every day for Allah and Yahweh my soul to keep, for I fear that you and I will be the next ones to weep.
There's a couch available now. Anyone in the back if you want to sit down. More than welcome. Have a seat right here. Yes. Anyway, and next up we have Amanda. She has
Okay, I'm just going to do a really quick little poem written by Edna St. Vincent Millay. If you know about her work at all, you know this is the kind of poem that she would write. And I've just always found this poem kind of humorous, especially from the perspective of the male who's listening to this poem. So I'm just going to do it. Yeah. How shall I know, unless I go to Cairo and Cathay, whether or not this blessed spot is blessed in every way? Now it may be the flower for me is this beneath my nose. How shall I tell unless I smell the Carthaginian rose? The fabric of my faithful love no power shall dim or ravel, whilst I stay here. But oh my dear, if I should ever travel.
Just